Okay, hello. Sorry for the delay. I'm glad that there's still that many people left here. I'm Paul Bergsten, and 5 years ago I started a company called H&D Wireless, and we're doing Wi-Fi solutions, or maybe I should say we're doing smart home solutions for IoT based on multimedia thing. And we're building very small solutions based on embedded Wi-Fi for both these applications. So this is a lot to read, but the basic thing is that we have launched a platform where we are connecting our small solution directly with the cloud over Wi-Fi, and then sending data from this small solution to our cloud server and then over to mobile phone apps. And I will talk more about how we do that, but I'm sure many of you are already working with Internet of Things. Some of you maybe have worked very long time with home automation, machine to machine, and suddenly it sounds like there is a big hype that have come into this industry now. And I worked the very first time with the smart home and home automation already 1998, 99, when we were launching a wireless proprietary solution together with Ericsson and Electrolux. That was another hype, and it was not the first hype either. I'm sure some of you have worked with X10, one of the early home automation standards, but those things did definitely not take off in the general public. And why it didn't take off 1999 was, of course, there was a big recession in the whole market, but the technology and the whole solution didn't make sense, and people were not exactly demanding it really, and it didn't work smoothly. We think that now we don't need to explain to people that they can use the mobile phone to look at the data and control the things. People are demanding it. So based on that is partly why we have selected to use Wi-Fi, because it's very easy to connect it to the mobile phone and configure it, and then tell it to send the data then to the cloud server, either our cloud server or the customer's cloud servers. So I don't need to explain the 50 billion devices and the reasoning for why that is now becoming so interesting. So it's both technology, it's both people's demand, and of course that we have a shortage of energy, and it's a big interest, and people are investing a lot in finding energy efficient solutions. But in general, it's more than the energy that we have found out that is limited. So we are starting to talk about being able to control the resources and monitor how much you're consuming, whether if it's electricity or gas or water, so resource management. So our solution, as I mentioned here, is built on Wi-Fi, and partly behind that is that we think that install base of Wi-Fi infrastructure in the homes is probably more than 99%. So is there anyone here that don't have Wi-Fi in their home? Please raise their hand. No, okay, at least not that can talk English. So we have 100% coverage of Wi-Fi in your homes. And can everybody that have Zigbee coverage in their home raise their hand? No. So there's 0% in this room having Zigbee coverage. One. Okay, good. So that's fair. Because that's the whole reasoning why we have invested energy and time trying to build something that is viewed as more expensive, taking more power, and is bigger and difficult to connect to the phone and to the network. Because we have solved all those things. And the benefits then is that you have an infrastructure that is free in the home. It's actually, in most cases, free in the city and in the industry and in the offices. So there's a lot of things that may become more simpler when you want to roll out new services if there is already an infrastructure, like mobile telephony. But that's more expensive to build into your devices. So that's why we built it on Wi-Fi. And we are actually, we have the lowest cost, smallest embedded platform in the market. So the solution can be described as a one chip, but it is actually a companion with a smartphone app. And so this is how you can view it, that you just take this one chip and you use the reference design app from us, or let us work with you to get out the solution. And then that chip can be programmed to handle different sensors. And together with our software stack, it reports then the data from the sensors directly to the cloud service that we're offering, and can then easily send the data over to the mobile phone app. And we have discovered that sounds pretty simple, and it is simple after that we have solved a lot of these technical issues doing this. And we think there is many companies that want to launch a service or develop a product that have a connection to internet, and more importantly that there are already a lot of consumer products that you would like to have or think you can save money on, or you would be able to develop services or just think it's fun to have, so consumers will buy it. And that is very easy now to do with our platform. So behind that small chip, you see this small chip over there. Of course, there are a lot of more things. There is a big software stack running on the embedded device. That software stack are, of course, using IP as the transfer IP protocol. But then above that, we have our cloud protocols that makes a safe connection up to the cloud server. And we're also planning to release a Java driver for Java developers that are doing Java code, so that the Java driver is the only thing you need to install, and then put in the chip in your device, and then it handles all the difficult configurations that is needed, and handles the communication in a safe way. And then we have also done the protocols running inside here that is talking to the mobile phone in a secure way, which is important because you have actually to tell the device that yes, you have to talk to internet via my home access point, and it has and that is the access point. All that is pretty much automated, but in some cases you have to put in your password, of course. But we have a solution using the smartphone to do that, so you don't need a keyboard or or a display to do it on the device, which is sometimes difficult if it's a very small device. So some of the applications is, of course, as I mentioned here, being able to control different appliances. So already there is a huge market there of companies developing and selling different appliances that are producing energy, like air conditioners or heating pumps. And in many cases, the heating pump is the device that is consuming most of the energy in your house, or actually it's producing heat, but it's consuming energy, consuming power, electricity power that you want to measure or at least control. So this is a solution how to get all those devices connected to your service and be able to then build services on this. And I will talk later about one of the projects we're doing there in Sweden here, which is a part of a Anova project with other companies like Sust and Six participating also, and Vattenfall. So before going more into applications, I hope you are interested in the technology also. So I just wanted to mention the different things that we have put in here to make this an sort of easy solution, an easy usable solution. So first of all, we have these protocols to be able to do the configuration from the smartphone. And part of that includes a discovery protocol that we have developed. Also, it handles the sensor reporting and actuator control, and it also includes all the server protocols directly from the device. That was the whole idea. You don't need to add a host processor. And on top of that, of course, we have added a lot of security protocols, actually 3 different security mechanisms to make this so that it will not be possible for your neighbor to control your door or your lamps or do anything else that can be of danger. And then, of course, we have added notifications, so you don't need to have the app running all the time. It will send out notifications when things are happening, not over SMS, but using the real notification servers of Apple or Google. And one thing that many people are forgetting that are developing new products, you have to be able to upgrade the software most often. And that's a very important feature that goes straight through the whole architecture. But that is included in this solution here, which is important to make it into a good consumer product. Så, nu ska vi se, vad fan är det upp och ner? So, some of the applications we have built solutions for are energy management. For instance, we are demoing here outside in a booth or power plug. And but we have been shipping to a company in US that are doing thermostats. Anyone have heard about the company in US doing thermostats? Called Nest, bought by Google, paid 20 billion Swedish kronor just 1 month ago or 2 months ago. Okay. So Google think this market is also very important. But we made a benchmarking in the autumn where the company that we are working with, called Venstar, they came out as #1 in the benchmarking for the product. Nest came out as #6 on that list. So I don't know what that tells about the value of Venstar. But that's our customer. We're also working with companies that are doing renewable energy, because that is also starting to become something that consumers and home builders are putting in as an device in your home and appliance. So in the future it will be more and more common that you produce your energy yourself, and it's already in some countries pretty common, like Germany and Spain. So that has become a product where you want to allow the consumer to see how much energy he is producing and how much money he's saving. So that's again why it needs to be connected to internet and the mobile phone, and we have done solutions for that. For appliances, again, heating pumps are very much used in many parts of the world, and also in Sweden, because you can also generate heat from it. And we have been supplying our Wi-Fi solution to LG since 2011 in the LG Electronics very first air conditioner that launched on the market as a smart appliance. And 2012 we started to ship the second generation. That's still shipping now more and more to more and more countries. So it's all those white goods companies think that this is a good way to attract the consumers, and maybe it's the consumers that are again demanding this. Interactive media, we are doing things in the toy space and wireless audio based on this platform, and we have big companies in US using this for security. So only, I would say, 3-4 years ago, many of these companies, they were considering to use Zigbee or Bluetooth or cables or a power line to control these devices in the home. But they have found out that it's very important that it's easy for the consumer to buy this equipment and to install it himself. So that's the main reason for why they are then paying a little bit extra today to get Wi-Fi in there, because it's already providing an internet connection, and it solves the issue of that there is no Zigbee in the mobile phones. So maybe it will come, but and Bluetooth is not enough, because then if you leave the home, the device will not be able to talk to internet. So again, we think we have found a very good way to solve this. So anyone that want to talk more technology, or do you want to see some more about the customer cases? So I have some nice pictures here. This is from the launch of LG air condition, the first generation. So it's actually an air conditioner you have in your living room. It even have a display there, color touch. And we made the reference design for the app also, so it was a turnkey solution. So that was of course a very high-end solution, but as I also told you, we are already shipping now to the second generation. This is the Venstar thermostat, and as you can see, it's a thermostat with a color touch screen. So that could be maybe overkill, but if we now look again at what Google paid for Nest, just because it's an intelligent thermostat, this is a very intelligent thermostat that also can show pictures, and the service even includes that you send pictures to a thermostat, because it becomes a communication device that you put in your home in every room, if you can afford it. So they are now building a smaller one also, more lower cost. So these two examples have been more a consumer variant, but we are also working with LG on the enterprise side, because in that case LG enterprise side want to provide a service to their market. So they are not just selling a box that can provide heat or cooling. They are actually selling the service to some companies that are building houses, that they provide the cooling and heating more as a service, and that's why they also need to be able to have remote control and make sure everything works. So again, here Wi-Fi provides a very good connection to internet. And we're also working with heating pump manufacturers in Europe, and as a matter of fact, even in Sweden. Not the number one. And this is another example from the Swedish project, where we're working with 6, for instance, that are part of this, and SUST, which is coming out from the Energimyndigheten. And it's an Anova project where all these companies are working together to provide some sort of chat system, you could say, that all devices in the home can exchange information between each other to provide a more intelligent service. And the idea is that by making some more data available for the different devices, that it will be possible to develop more intelligent energy management and other service, like very sure can see if the heating pump is broken or it's consuming too much, and so then Very Sure can provide the service telling you under the Very Sure subscription in your app that actually your heating pump is broken or is taking very much energy, so maybe your water on the cold side is broken, so you're just running actually on electricity right now, which I have personal experience of. It's very expensive to have a heating pump to run to do the heat, because just with the electricity. So other companies like Fissmann, German heating pump company, and CTC are in this project. And since November, we have now rolled this out to around 10 houses, and in February, the rest of the 40 houses will be connected. So they are all then connected to over IP, so internet, and exchanging data over a chat protocol, XMPP protocol. So I don't have much more, and this is help you have got a new view of what's possible to do in the Internet of Things space. We have, as I've told you, focused very much on making Wi-Fi and suitable technology for the Internet of Things, and we believe we are market leaders in having the smallest protocol stack for running all this on small microcontrollers and Wi-Fi chips.
Thank you, Per. Do we have any questions?
Hello, my name is Christopher. It would be interesting to know the price range of these chips.
It's a very big price range because it's very much dependent on the quantities. So if you want first of all, our standard modules are available at Farnell and DigiKey, Arrow, at a certain price range, which is like a smaller volumes. And the benchmarking number we're saying is in the 10 to 50K volumes, it's $10 for this Wi-Fi solution. And then it depends on, it will be lower for higher volumes, and if it's lower than that, maybe you have to buy from distributors. And a lot of people start to buy from distributors because they have the development kits there. Not the latest generation though. So It's more or standard modules having and requiring a host processor. So many companies start with having a host processor already and want to connect their existing equipment using the serial interface. So then we have solutions for that. But you can use that as a benchmarking number, like in 10 to 50K volumes, it's $10. It's a different price at 1 million.
More questions?
Yes, I'm not sure I understood if the chip that you sell is has to be used with your cloud service, or can it be used? Do you have an open API that allows the developer to use their own implementation, or are the two? Do we have to use the two together?
No. We have. We have many different variants and solutions here, and we don't force any customer to use our cloud service. If you have your own or your customer have it, it will work. Maybe you have to work a little bit more with integration, but it works fine with other cloud service. And we also have partnerships with other cloud companies.
Okay, thank you.
But I want to point out that our embedded software is very, very integrated. So we are not using XM, HTTP, put and get, and JSON protocols for our communication in the small service. And we also have partnerships with other cloud companies.
Okay, thank you.
But I want to point out that our embedded software is very, very integrated. So we are not using XM, HTTP, put and get, and JSON protocols for our communication in the smallest variant, which is the lowest cost, which is sort of built for the million markets. But we are also supporting solutions with JSON protocols and so on.
Okay, so any more? Otherwise, thank you again, Per.
Okay, thank you for your time.